Hi, you guys. My name is Faye, and I need a vacation, and I think you do too. So let's distract ourselves with some reality TV nonsense. Today, we're going to be talking about the Real Housewives of Orange County. I know it's been a minute, so we're actually going to do 2 episodes today. We're going to do season 19, episode 14, and episode 15. The episode opens with Emily and Gretchen. They're customizing hats. And Emily's talking about a fundraising event she's throwing for the Innocence Project. I think it was a couple of seasons ago where Emily told us about how she's involved with that foundation. And I have to say, it is a little weird because I remember at last year's reunion when she tore into Katie, she was like,
"Oh, police don't lie. They don't lie, they're the police."
"What, Emily? If the police don't lie, why is there the need for the Innocence Project?" I wonder. Anyway, she shares some really heartbreaking statistics with us. Apparently, 46% of all people who are incarcerated wrongly. Like, that is mind-blowing. If you think about it, that's half of all people who are there are actually innocent. And Emily also tells us that on average, these people spend about 14 years in prison. Like, can you imagine? That's shameful, honestly. Anyway, so Emily is hosting a line dancing event for Anthony. He has been exonerated recently after having been imprisoned for murder. And now that he's regained his freedom, he wants to go to mechanical school so he can provide for his family. So that's who the event will be supporting. So of course, Gretchen and Emily start talking about Tamra. It's really funny. Gretchen calls Tamra a narcissist. I feel like the words gaslighting and narcissist have just been thrown around so haphazardly. Like, none of us are licensed doctors. We're not therapists, like nothing. We're not psychologists. But people just say those words so easily. And it is even funnier if you think about the fact that the way Gretchen is defining the word narcissist, she's just describing herself. Like, girl, like, have you checked the mirror lately? Then Gretchen starts lying about the whole Tamra affair rumor again by blaming it on Slade, even though she already, and I've said this at least a couple times, in the car when she brought up Tamra making a song, she said she effed so-and-so, this pop star, whoever he is. Like, she's the one who started it, but she's just trying to rewrite history to where actually Slade was the one who brought up Tamra stepping out on her marriage. And then Gretchen tries to blame Emily for, I don't know, pressuring her to show her the song. Anyway, it's BS. And Emily lets her know that. Tamra, Gina, and Heather go out to lunch. Gina's trying to fix the rift between Tamra and Heather. Tamra does confront Heather and ask her, like, listen, if you're so afraid of me, which you've admitted, and if you also feel like you can't trust me, why are you even my friend? Heather tries to explain it, but it's not really landing. In the end, she ends up apologizing to Tamra, and she also tells her that she even told Gretchen that she felt that she was using Slade in a very convenient way. Tamra appreciates the apology, but she says she's just gonna need time to work through it. Shannon and Jen meet at Jen's house to consult a dog psychic. There's not much to say about this except, wow, like, the things you can do nowadays to make money are just beyond me. Like, that's a good hustle, you know, good for that lady. And at the end of the visit, Shannon decides that she's gonna get another dog. Shannon, girl, I'm sorry, but that cannot be your storyline. Like, as cute and lovable as Archie is, like, you need to, you know, come up with something else. We finally get the Tamra and Katie meetup. I do have to say, I was very underwhelmed. Like, this was so boring. They really could have kept this. Like, no new information came out of it. It starts with Katie sharing that Jen actually has called her a couple times. I think that's nice, but at the end of the day, what is a phone call gonna do after you've thrown your friend to the wolves and just, you know, went with a popular opinion? Like, I don't know. I wouldn't have picked up her phone calls either. Tamra's asked about why she's suddenly trusting Katie now in the confessional, and she says that she feels like, yes, Katie has done some wrong things, but she just doesn't view her as a sociopathic liar. which, I think that's good. Like I said, nothing new really came out of this. The only thing new really that Katie shared is that when Slade called to tell Matt to keep Katie quiet about Naked Wasted, he said it was because it's a legal matter. And so Katie felt like she was afraid. She thought she was going to get in trouble, whatever that means. And at the end of the day, she was trying to protect her friend. I mean, that is a very inflammatory, damaging accusation. So yes, if Tamra had wanted to, she could have sued Slade and Gretchen for spreading this. This is definitely defamation in my opinion. So I do kind of understand why Katie did not want to get involved in any way in a lawsuit, but yeah, it was just stupid to cover for Gretchen like that and just be involved in the lie at all. Tamra tells Katie that Gretchen uses Slade to do her dirty work. Katie agrees, and she lets us know that Matt wants to have a man-to-man talk with Slade. Heather's hosting an event for the Trevor Project. She's doing a limited edition cookie. All sales of that cookie will go to the Trevor Project. This project supports LGBTQ plus youth that are in crisis, because apparently every 45 seconds a LGBTQ plus child tries to take their own life, which is just awful. So hats off to Heather for supporting the foundation. She pledges $50K, which is really nice. I do think it's a little weird though that Heather is such a strong supporter of the LGBTQ plus community, but then she's friends with Gretchen, who I believe has some very opposing views. Then you have Emily in the crowd tearing up and getting so emotional because the cause is so important, but then I heard that she's a Trump supporter, so it's just not clicking to me, but I don't know, I guess it is what it is. So we get to Emily's Innocence Project event. What is really great is that Gina and Travis, through their company, pledged $5,000 to support the cause, and Terry and Heather matched that, which is awesome. We do have some drama, of course. Shannon tells Gretchen that she feels like Tamra is obsessed with her. Shannon, shut up, girl. You have no storyline. And if anything, Gretchen is obsessed with Tamra. Like, she came on the show bringing up stuff that happened more than a decade ago. Tamra is avoiding Slade and Gretchen. Like, she's staying completely away from the ladies. She doesn't want to get into anything. But then they decide that it would be a good idea to approach her and walk up on her together. Even Shannon tells Gretchen that's a bad idea. That's like bringing an army almost. However, Gretchen and Slade do decide to go ahead and walk up on Tamra. Tamra immediately leaves, and you have Gretchen now being all brave now that Slade is there, running behind her, yelling, "Run, bitch, run. Run for your life," like doing like a nasty evil cackle. Like, I thought that was so embarrassing. Like, that display at a charity event was just gross to me. Like, she should be ashamed of herself, honestly. Like, this was not the place or the time, and I would be so embarrassed. Even Emily questions why Slade likes to get so involved in the drama the ladies have going on. And there's this funny moment in the confessional where Tamra calls Gretchen and Slade classless trash, and she goes,
"I don't talk to trash. I throw it in the garbage."
I thought that was really funny. Gretchen is frustrated. She wants to know why Tamra can talk about Slade, but he can't address her. Even production calls out Slade for being overly involved. And Gretchen responds to that he doesn't like to get involved. It's just the ladies keep talking about him. And that is so not true. Like, I have only known him this season, but he has gotten himself involved the entire time. Like, he's the one on the phone who, said more about the rumors about Tamra having an affair. Like, he's the one who's like always so in it. And as I recall, Tamra has not been talking about him at all. She's only responding because both Gretchen and Slade have accused her of having had an affair. Like, that's like, what do you mean? Nobody cares about Slade. Emily, I have to say, I respect the fact, like, she actually told Gretchen that it was wildly inappropriate for her and Slade to walk up on Tamra like that. She let her know that they were being way too aggressive, and you just don't walk up on a woman with your 6-foot man and get in her face. Like, she said she even felt uncomfortable, and she totally understands why Tamra left. Gretchen gets really upset. She starts screaming that it was about Slade and that's why she did that. But again, Gretchen, it was not about Slade. It's about you using Slade to spread nasty, vicious rumors about Tamra. Like, you could have handled that with Tamra. And I completely agree that Gretchen is using Slade as her evil henchman. I mean, like someone said a couple episodes ago, like, he has no job. I think it was Katie. She said his job was being Gretchen's bitch, and yes, I agree. Anyway, the event was very successful, thank God. They ended up raising $41,000, almost $600. So that's really great. I'm so happy for Anthony, and I hope that he was able to put that to good use. That was episode 14. So now let's get into episode 15. So Shannon has organized this bridal shower that is not a bridal shower for Jen. Gretchen gets there first, I believe, and Shannon does let her know that she's behaving more and more like Tamra and that she hopes that she can stop doing that. But Gretchen, in her confessional, pulls out this delusional list of things that make her better than Tamra. Again, I completely disagree. I think Gretchen is just as bad as Tamra, if not worse, because at least Tamra, when she comes at you, she usually comes at you herself, while Gretchen is just using her man and other naive people like Katie. Anyway, the party is gorgeous. Shannon has this beautiful table set up with the most gorgeous flowers everywhere and very pretty decorations. Like, it looks really nice, and the location is beautiful. Like, I would have really appreciated it. However, it turns out Jen is not that excited. Like, she didn't want a bridal shower. She said that she doesn't want to do anything really traditional because her first wedding was like that, and she kind of feels bad about getting divorced. She feels like she has a scarlet letter almost. So yeah, she actually wanted to stay away from all that. At the event, the ladies share some of their wisdom, and I use that loosely, with Jen about marriages and relationships. I mean, even Gina points out they're like almost all divorced, so take that for what you will. And at the end, the ladies decide to go on a group trip to Amsterdam, which should be fun. In the next scene, Heather and Terry are at home. They're talking about Heather's father, who is no longer with her. Heather shares that she did not have a great relationship with her father. He was very emotionally unavailable, and also he was just unavailable, period, because he was working all the time. And what's really sad is she shared that she feels like her relationship with her father has remained unchanged by his death. Like, that's really sad. That makes me feel bad for Heather. She does say, however, that her parents lived in Amsterdam for 15 years and her father was very happy there. So she wants to go spread his ashes at their old home. Gina and Travis go out on a date. Apparently, Travis' son is back at home with them. They're both very happy about that. Gina compliments Travis on being a good father. And it's really funny because that makes him so emotional. He starts tearing up. He's like,
"Let's just talk about my balls now."
I thought that was funny. I'll give you that one, Travis. After that, we see Jen and Ryan. Jen's packing for Amsterdam. They're talking about the wedding and the bridal shower. Jen says that she's worried that getting married will ruin the relationship between her and Ryan. And I have to say, like, it almost feels like she's being forced down the altar. Like, this is not Love is Blind, girl. Like, you do not have to get married. But every time she talks about her wedding, it's just like, well, I don't really want to be married again. Well, I'm only doing this for the kids. And also, you know, it's nothing I would have done, and I'm worried. Like, it's just okay, you know. You really don't have to get married. Tamra and Eddie go to lunch, and I, again, cannot help but notice that Eddie's veneers are way too big for his mouth. Like, He literally can't even close his mouth. He's barely able to chew. Like, it's driving me insane. If I were Tamra, I would have had them get that fixed. Like, it's not okay. They're sitting there having a nice dinner, and then all of a sudden Tamra brings up their relationship issues, saying that they have a problem with communication. And then Eddie says that he gets set off by the way Tamra talks to him, and that happens almost exclusively when she's drunk. And then, I don't know, Tamra asks him if he thinks she has a drinking problem, and it's just really weird. It just came out of nowhere, and I honestly don't even know if this is real or if Tamra is just doing this for a storyline or to have something to talk about. Anyway, Eddie tells Tamra he wants her to come to him with her problems, but she says that's just not the type of person she is. So now the ladies go on their trip to Amsterdam. They fly, I believe, at least business class, if not first class. Looks really cool. Shannon comes to the airport though. She's only wearing one shoe. Like, I don't know what's going on. Apparently she's injured her foot somehow. Later in the episode, she shows the ladies a picture of her foot and it's infected. Like, what is going on, girl? The city looks beautiful, however. There's this montage of all the little streets and houses and canals, and I do have to say, I would love to go to Amsterdam. It's funny because the ladies are literally walking around the city half naked, at least some of them, and even Emily points out that they look like streetwalkers. Like, Tamra is wearing the tiniest shorts I've ever seen, basically a panty. Emily's walking around, her dress is all cut up, like it's not even cut out anymore. She's just like naked basically. Then you have, I think it was Jen, like be walking around in all lace. Heather has a lot of lace. Like, it's okay, girl. I see you. Also, they're walking around the city and Gina is legitimately concerned about Shannon getting run over by a bike. And when I tell you, it is just hilarious, like, to watch her worry like that. Like, Shannon isn't a grown woman, but she's probably right to be worried about her. Shannon has arranged a tour of the canals for the ladies. It looks really nice. They're having a great time. They are actually also passing Heather's parents' house. I mean, the house that they used to live in, which is really cool. Heather is taking pictures of it. After that, the ladies split up into groups. Shannon, Heather, Gina, and Gretchen go to dispensary, while Emily, Tamra, and Jen go to decorate penises. Yes, they are decorating penises in a very weird looking little shop. Jen explains some more about the surgery she had. So she apparently did her pelvic floor, her interior, as well as the exterior. And Emily's like, what do you mean exterior? And Jen says she had them cut off. Like, I don't know. Like, did she have her labia majora removed? Is that what she's saying? Like, ouch. I mean, I guess, as long as you're happy. We switch over to the other group. Shannon is bothered by the fact that Jen is friendly or friends with Alexis. They talk about Alexis's wedding that's coming up. Jen did share with Shannon that she got to save the date, but that she probably wouldn't go because she knows what that would do to their friendship. Shannon was grateful for that, but then the group lets her know that Jen is actually still like on good terms with Alexis, so that just doesn't work for her, which I completely understand. Jen, however, feels like she's not going to cut off the friendship just because Shannon has an issue with her. Personally, I'm very big on loyalty, and if you want to be friends with someone who's hurt me so much and who's marrying my ex-boyfriend who put me through literal hell and blackmailed me and dragged me to court, and I had to pay him $60K, I would not be, around you. Like, you do you, boo. Then Tamra and Emily are trying to stir up some mess between Jen and Shannon by asking Jen if she felt like Shannon was throwing the bridal shower for her and not for herself instead of for Jen. And she's like, no, absolutely not. Like, she did that for me. But Tamra and Emily feel like Shannon was doing that to prove just how much of a great friend she was to Jen, and also to keep Jen close to her. I don't know. I honestly don't think it's that deep. I believe Shannon has no storyline, And I think they're all required to throw events, if I remember correctly. And I think she just thought, hey, let me just throw this girl a bridal shower. I really don't think there was any harm, you know, or any big conspiracy behind it. The ladies meet back up to go out to dinner together. Shannon is stoned out of her mind. Like, she damn near ate the whole weed muffin. And she is like bugging out. She's crawling under the table looking for some bread that she dropped. Apparently, Tamra's helping her, shining a flashlight under the table for her. Her ass is out. Like, it's a lot. Also, someone else just brushing Shannon's hair for some reason. I don't know. That's where the episode ends. I hope you enjoyed my video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope to see you on our next vacation. And until then, have a great day. Bye.